What is going on, my good people, my favorite people? We have finally made it to the final game of the regular season here in season number 9. It was a long and fun season, I can't lie to you, but we are here again on Twitch. We have the biggest game of the season for last, and it will settle the final seed in the Eastern Conference. So make sure you watch out for us. Should be a fun one. A lot of teams in the favor that needs to be watching. New Jersey needs to watch so they can see who they will be playing, since they greatly clinched their own playoff spot this week, which was awesome to see. Congratulations to them. You got Toronto. They need to see this game just so they can actually get their last victory of the season. Make sure that they close out on a good note. Tampa Bay needs Pittsburgh to lose to Toronto tonight, and that'll pretty much keep them in the playoff spot, so they will make their second playoff appearance in their career. And then of course the team of the hour, the Pittsburgh Roughnecks. They need to win, but there's some stipulations that they need to win from, mostly just one, and the main one being that they have to win by 7 points or more. So if they could find a touchdown more than Toronto, we shall see the big homies in Pittsburgh up into the playoffs. So should be a fun ride as always. We're gonna get it started in just a little bit. I'm just checking a few things on my side before we go ahead and hit the play game button. Let me know how you're feeling in the chat. Make sure you do the giveaway, so make sure you do !USFA if you haven't already. I see a lot of people up in here, so shouldn't be any excuses. We need to get this thing rolling. That white guy's checking in. Blake says he needs to watch the game before the Cowboys. Let's go ahead and boo the Cowboys in the chat. Money Mills, he's ready to get to the playoffs for the first time in Pittsburgh. And a lot of things are happening here for sure. It's going to be a fun ride here in the USFA. I'm not going to waste too much time for you guys. I'm going to go ahead and hit this play game button. Let's go ahead and get this thing kicked off. Let's go ahead and do it. I know y'all are hyped. I'm hyped for sure. And it looks like it will be underway. We are live in Toronto, Canada. Toronto, Ontario, Canada, if that's what you want to call it, as we see the return, taking that past the 22 around the 23, and it's going to be Pittsburgh starting us off. And it's going to be Money Mills for his first pass. Looking right side is going to be caught, getting Blake Grant involved early, and he's going to pick up the first, tackled by Phoenix Jones. Actually, that's Lawrence Sands right there. Boycott stats if you boo the Cowboys. Nope, don't ever boycott me. But it's gonna be first down regardless here. Pittsburgh's looking to do something crazy here tonight. Toronto, one of the more stout front sevens in the league. Is gonna be a fun ride seeing Mike Hawk do his thing, but they're gonna pass it short to the big homie Ty White, the former Huntington Beach Voyager, getting it done on that play. 2nd and 4 coming up here, and Toronto's looking for the stop. Who's gonna win this ball game? Pittsburgh, they're gonna fake the handoff to Mike, looking for a man, launcher left side and caught, and he might be a little short, maybe. No, he got the first. He caught it before he was actually going backwards. So that's going to make it 1st and 10 coming. Toronto win, we believe. Looks like Anchorage is a star wide receiver. He's actually saying that Pittsburgh should not be in the playoffs. We rated Pittsburgh pretty high. Hasn't really worked out in their favor like they wanted to, as there's a late flag as he was hitting the ground. And they're going to have to go backwards now. There's going to be 1st and 11 though? Yeah, it's gonna be 1st and 11. Did I do the Spider-Man? I don't know what you mean, sir. But it's gonna be 1st and 11 here for Pittsburgh, trying to get something cooking. Almost got a man offsides, not to be. They're going to send a man in motion. Fake it one time, fake it 2 times. Launch it right side and caught. There goes Whack with blockers up front. Turning up and gets past the 25. But I believe it's going to be yet another holding penalty. And this time it is on Blake Grant. It's probably because he's a Cowboys fan. So once again, let's get another boo in the chat. It's 1st and 10 regardless though for Pittsburgh. They'll just have to move back 10 yards from the spot of the foul, which is still having them in really good field position regardless. They're still inside Toronto territory, but it could have been a lot better. Looking to pass this one right side. It's going to be caught. Actually, I take that back. It's going to be dropped by Xavier Watkins, or Hawkins. I'm sorry about that. And it's going to be 2nd and 10, and this is why you upgrade your players. Second and 10 coming up here. Passing it again, looking right side. It's going to be caught, but going nowhere. And that's going to set up 3rd and long coming. 3rd and 9. Yeah, that man stacks on the stake. A lot of prediction coins going in towards Pittsburgh making the playoffs. So they're saying that Pittsburgh will be able to score 7 more points than Toronto, and then we get the victory when this game is over. That's a flag, and that is actually going to be defensive pass interference. So looks like the playoff bug is going both ways. That's a big penalty on 3rd down, and here comes Toronto in scoring position. Spot foul right there. Well, actually not quite in scoring position. It would be a long one from Anita, but I'm sure she'll be able to knock it down from here. As we see the handoff, there goes Mike, who's going to try to cut around and get stuck. Looks like the bot player bringing him down for a gain of 1. No sign of Toronto currently on offense, as their defense getting pushed back. Messed up on that penalty earlier. But here comes Pittsburgh trying to get something cooking. They're going to fake the handoff here. Looking left side and incomplete. Very testy pass there from Money Mills, Mr. ATM himself. 3rd and 9 coming up. Shotgun set, looking to pass it again. Goes screen and deflected. Trying to get it to Mike. And a great defensive play there from Toronto slows him down. Could be a long field goal attempt here from Pittsburgh. Going to be 4th and 9. Great defensive play there from Toronto. From here, it'll be around the 48-yard field goal. Sending this one away, and he is going to shank it just a little to the left, and the score will remain the same. 1st and 10 coming up. Here comes Toronto for the first time. Unfortunate turn of events there for Pittsburgh, but they'll have the football again eventually. We'll see what happens here on defense. Passing it, looking for a man to throw it to. Left side is going to be caught. Going to be a gain of 5 there to Dusty Rooks. 2nd and medium coming up. And in a game where you need to get points in order to get into the playoffs, who knows if that kick will hurt them. They could very well win the game and still not have enough points to get the victory and get them into the playoffs, as that's going to be a 1st down regardless. Nope, never mind, 2nd and short thanks to the offsides penalty. And here comes another penalty coming up here. 2nd and inches coming. Hey, Money Swag, what's happening, big homie? If you have a player, let me know who's your player. I formation here, and they will choose to hand it off, and they will pick the 1st down up. Getting close to midfield. Austin Wilson picks up 3. It's 1st and 10 Toronto. I don't know. I don't know why every other player is a penalty. I don't have a player. I don't think I have a player I cannot create now. You'll have to go. Actually, I believe you could create. You just go into the draft. So make sure that you go to that link right there above you. If you see that, head to the official United Sim Football Association Discord channel here. That'll get you into place where you can actually create your player. It's in one of the channels. I don't know if you have a Discord, but that is kind of our main base for how we take care of those type of things. So appreciate you for stopping by. Hopefully I can see you in the draft coming soon. As the pass right side is going to be caught and wide open is Darren Eliason. Big money. A veteran. He's been in here since the beginning of time of the USFA, and he still finds ways to get open. And there was no defensive player in sight. When you create your character, set the college to Hawaii for buffs. Trust. I love it. As they fake the handoff looking for a man, but it's going to be sacked. And there goes Austin Wheeler off the edge. And that's definitely going to move him back a little bit. A great defensive play there from Pittsburgh after giving up a lot of yardage. And that'll push him outside the 30. Second and 18 coming up. Almost got a man offsides again, but it's going to be a carry. Gets inside the 30. That's going to make it 3rd and 14 coming up. As the first quarter continues to wind down, will Toronto be able to keep the drive alive? Empty set. Looking for the pass rush. Quick pitch and caught. Pushing forward. Not picking up the first, but in field goal range for sure. 4th and 5 coming. We should see the kicker, David Washington, come onto the field. Fourth and 5 coming. Kick's going to be straight ahead. And that looks pretty good right there. Toronto strikes first. And that'll be 3.5 minutes or less than 3.5 minutes left in the first. Pittsburgh coming right back onto the field. They need something cooking. Pittsburgh, for a little bit of lore, I'm sure that that white guy hates when I say this, but they've been in the league for the past 5 seasons, I believe. And they have yet to taste playoff action, so this is definitely the closest they've ever been. And if they could keep it going here, get their offense rolling, they'll have a shot. Got to get Ty White, Blake Grant, Anthony Stank, Guy Clausen, Ronnie Shanahan rolling, along with Mike Hawk out the backfield. They have a lot of talent. They have the talent to be a playoff team. As you see, a hurdle there from Blake Grant, showing off the bunnies a little bit. Getting smacked down around the 25. Going to be 1st and 10 coming up. Pittsburgh looking to get something cooking. But now that Toronto has scored, Pittsburgh will have to score twice, at least twice, to confirm that they could get the victory along with the playoff spot, as that pass is going to be caught by Blake Grant again. Going to make a 2nd and medium coming up. Where do I go in the Discord to create a player? There is a let me see if I can find it on my side. Let me see. There is the Arrivals Night of Arrival channel. Then you just go to the under box where it says getting started. Like there's a getting started channel with the with the chart next to it. Like that is the channel that you'll go to. And then you scroll up to the top, you'll see the builds where you can choose your players. Just make sure you don't do a halfback or a quarterback. Any other position is perfectly fine. As you see another handoff trying to get the first, and Mike Hawk will get it done. Getting to the 40-yard line. Thank you, Ryan Davis. And the drafty player creator link, yes, is right below the player build. So that is where you will go to it. There's even the step 1 and step 2 list there, so you can't get confused. Made by yours truly. First and 10 though. Gonna be a motion play, gonna be a run, and the defense of Toronto slowing this run game down. Gonna get them back to the line of scrimmage, and that's really about it. Second and 10 coming, and homie's following. Middle field and caught another short pass there. It's going to be 3rd and 6 coming up. Nice catch there by Ty White. But it's another 3rd down situation here. Passing it again, looking right side, and going to be deflected. Trying to fit that one in the tight crease. Money Mills couldn't find anywhere to place it. And that's going to be another stop here from this Toronto team, as the offense is trying to get clicking, but right now this Toronto defense is just giving them fits. And it's going back to Toronto after the punt. Looking for a bounce. Going to find it, and it is going to stay in bounds inside the 1, and that is how you close out quarter number 1. A beautiful roll there from Anita. And here comes Toronto back in their own end zone. Gonna pass it, sending a blitz. It doesn't get home, and it was almost sniped, and Big House just could not get his hands on it. That looked dangerous. It's 2nd and 10. When the offense slows down, the best way that you can help them out is to get your defense in a spot where you can stop them early and give your offense some better field position. The name of the game, as we see a handoff looking for a crease, and he's not going too far, but he chugs forward for 3 or 4 extra yards, is Austin Wilson. Gonna be 3rd and 4 coming. And here comes Pittsburgh with the chance to get him off the field real quick. Passing it again, they send a blitz, it doesn't get home, but the pass is on the mark. There goes Dusty Rooks. And the great punt is erased now. Spike Tillman breaks open across the middle, and it's 1st and 10 again. Here comes Pittsburgh's defense. They're trying to get the stop, but they couldn't get the stop right there. Unfortunate. Is it, how does he drag Wheeler like that? I want him tested. I think a lot of these players need to get tested, as we see the jet sweep and pushing forward, and he's going to get to the 30, and that's really about it. Maybe even the 31. Going to make it a gain of 3. Braxton McFadden, the former Dragon, making something happen here on that play. And Guy Clausen talking about they have so many drop picks this season, as does a lot of players in this league on defense. As we see the run game push forward, and there goes Jerry Philbin going in the backfield. Well, actually, they did get a couple yards there, but a great rush there on the run game. 3rd and medium again. Pittsburgh with another chance to do something crazy on defense. Passing it, looking for a man. Protections are breaking down, getting chased down, and he is going to fumble the football, and he's not going to be able to pick it up and run it afterwards, but it does force the 3rd down stop. What a hit there from 95. He was like, ugh. Darnell Pope. He couldn't get the sack, but he sure lit him up. Yeah, that wasn't Jerry Philbin. That was Darnell Pope. 95 right there, sending it away. And Pittsburgh will get the stop they need, looking for a return. Great blocking there for Mike Hawk, and he's going to take it to the 25. 1st and 10 coming up. If that happened more in the backfield, that probably could have went towards Pittsburgh. So You see two opportunities right there. The dropped interception and the recovery to give them some really good field position, potentially even points on the board. But here comes Pittsburgh. They're going to try the ground game, trying to find a hole, a spin move, and pushing forward is Mike Hawk for his best carry of the game. He's an inch or two shy of the first, so they'll make it 2nd and inches. Another single back set. And they're going to hand it off again. And he will pick the first down up. Tackled down by Dexter Hall, who's up there and sacks himself. 1st and 10 coming here for Pittsburgh. Let's see what they can do here on this drive. Guy Clausen saying we could have got that fumble yet. Looking, passing it again. Millfield and Blake Grant will catch it in traffic. Would appreciate them to try to send them a little bit more up the field, see if there's any way they could take the top off the defense. I'd say if Toronto does have a flaw, their secondary could be a lot better. They did add Phoenix Jones Jr., but he's only one player. There are areas that they can attack in the passing game. 2nd and 7 coming. And they're going to hand it off again, trying to find a crease, and he's going to pick up maybe another 3 or so, make it 4. It's going to be 3rd and 3 coming up. Yeah, I feel like 54 all over the field for the Wraiths. He definitely is. As per overall, he's top 5 in regards to the linebackers, so he's definitely up there, along with his running mate Yogi Bard, the rookie, the number 1 overall draft pick. They're going to hand it off, pushing forward, and he's going to get stuffed. 1 yard shy, and that is not going to be enough as the Toronto defense stands tall at the gate, and we may have to see another punt here. That is unfortunate, unless they try to go for it. They will not. Looking for yet another pin. Going to send this one to the right side. Looking for a bounce, and Anita does it again. Not as great as the last one, but it is inside the 10. And Toronto's going to start deep again. Great job. And if there's any one player in this Pittsburgh team that's putting their best effort, it's definitely Anita Dickamy. They say, yeah, AI, go for it, but if you don't get it, then that puts Toronto at the 40. So kind of a little bit difference there. Turn it up past the middle of the field. Had a man open, and that honestly could have gone a long ways, but that's going to be no good there. 2nd and 10. I don't have to say it. I don't know what you're even talking about, but it's going to be all good. Going to be a pass again. Pass protection's decent. Tackled at the 10. But now it's another 3rd down situation. 3rd and medium. Great catch there from Elias, and had to reach out for it. As we're halfway through this ball game, folks, not a lot of scoring. Pittsburgh definitely needs to get their offense rolling for sure. Well, as does Toronto, if we're being 100% honest with each other. Looking for a pass again. Going to launch this one right side. He's going to catch it, but he's unable to turn up the field. He falls to the ground out of bounds. And the Pittsburgh defense did what they're supposed to do. They got their offense back with the football. David Washington coming out. See how far he could send it. Not too many fireworks here so far in this ball game, as this one is going to go pretty deep. Mike Hawk on the return, and he's going to push close towards the 40, so they are going to start out in some good field position, but their offense needs to get open. The passing attack needs to be better. The blocking for the run game needs to be better. Pittsburgh, they need to get something cooking if they want to get to the playoffs. Money Mills, the former Arizona Rattler, traded during the draft, as we see a defensive stop again. And that run game is just ridiculous in regards to this defense. Toronto's not playing games. 3 of them in the backfield making the play, and it's 2nd and long already. Yogi Barr, Dexter Hall was back there. Like, there's so many bodies. You see right there, Pittsburgh's only had 20 plays on offense in this half. Can't win too many games if you don't have the offense to do it. As we see the pass pushing forward, and Mike Hawk is going to get all those yards back and then some. But now it's 3rd and 3. They haven't been the greatest on 3rd down. This is definitely a great time to turn that around. Going to the pistol. And they tried to hand off again. And this time it's a lot better. Mike Hawk is going to pick up the 1st down. Great awareness to find that open hole that peeked open at the last second. And the veteran gets it done here. The drive continues. We should see the 2-minute warning soon. Yes, indeedy. Shout out to the GSB, the ECFL, and Goals. Our 3 affiliates here with us. I believe the ECFL season is currently over. The GSB's in the playoffs. Goals, I'm not 100% sure where they're at. If we have any goals, people let me know in the chat. As we see the pass again. Look, middle of the field and caught. There goes Anthony Stank, who gets past the 25. His first catch is a big one. They definitely needed it. And here comes the Roughnecks. They kick off in January. Okay, thank you. And here they are on the cusp of the red zone, looking for a man to throw to. Throws it right side, and there goes Stank again, who's going to rumble forward, close to yet another 1st down. 2nd and inches, less than 90 seconds left in the first half. Pittsburgh in a really good spot. And I believe Pittsburgh started with the football, so this would be a great time here for Pittsburgh to get some points, get their defense on there, stop them on the next time out, and then do something crazy. As we see another pass, there goes Guy Clausen getting inside the 10. 1st and goal here for Pittsburgh, 55 seconds left. They're trying to go no huddle so they don't use their timeouts. They'll see what they could do on this play. Money Mills looking for something. Going to be passing it again, right side, and caught. And there goes the touchdown. Mike Hawk making it happen. 6-3 is your score, and Pittsburgh will take their first lead. And what a great drive that was within the confines of a 2-minute warning. Kick is going to be up, and it shall be good. We are here, and it's 7-3. Pittsburgh, they can honestly win the game 10-3, and they'll be in the playoffs, but they'll need their defense to keep on clicking. Up to this point, though, you honestly can't be too mad at Pittsburgh's defense. They've been doing very well, along with their special teams play, which gave them some really good field position within the second quarter. Toronto still has a chance to make something happen, but the offense needs to get cooking. Sending this one away here. Return from the end zone. Gonna take it past the 20. Pushing forward and gets past the 25 on second effort is Aiden Keown. And it's going to be 1st and 10 again. Here comes Toronto in their bag. Passing it again, looking for a man to throw to, right side, and going to be caught. There goes number 87, Spike Tillman, coming through with the catch. That's going to make it 1st and 10. Now they're close to midfield. So that does set up some potential Hail Mary action, if you will. But they do have 2 timeouts as well. So if they could find another play like that, they'll be right in range for a field goal attempt. Pittsburgh's not trying to let that happen, even though Toronto's going to come back with the football after the half. Pistol formation coming. Looking for a man to throw it to. Middle of the field and caught. Turn it up, and he's going to pick up the first. Down to the 35-yard line, and the second timeout is called. And that's a bad play there for Pittsburgh. Now Toronto is in range to potentially make a long field goal. It'll be 52 yards from this particular spot. Pistol again. Quick pitch and incomplete. So nothing doing there. 2 seconds off of the board. Jim Carr. Actually, I didn't even realize this. I don't know why no one told me this. But if you haven't been here since last season, you'll know that there's a familiar face from Toronto playing against his former team. So I'm sure Jim Carr is trying to show up to his old team, let him know that you shouldn't have let him go, as we see a handoff pushing forward, dragging a man inside the 25-yard line, and that will be their final timeout called here. How are they on the 35? They had 2 great pass plays. One that got him to midfield, and then the second one that got him to the 35. 1st and 10. Toronto more than likely will kick the field goal. And yes, they will. From the right hash. Kick is going to be up. And that's actually no good. It went wide left. And Pittsburgh will hold strong in the later portion of the first half. Toronto comes up scoreless. And Pittsburgh, they could very well just kneel this one out. Start anew in the third. Make some adjustments. And keep it pushing, because they are in the power position. They have a full 2 quarters. They have a full 2 quarters to score some points here. And as long as their defense keeps holding, they have a chance, folks. But we're at halftime. 24 minutes left in this ball game, assuming it doesn't go to overtime. And of course, if it does go to overtime, that's worst case scenario there for Pittsburgh, because that means they will not make it to the playoffs, because there's no way to get 7 points in overtime. As we see a hold there from Toronto, that'll move them to the 14. Actually, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Pittsburgh has to win in regulation, because the best they could win is 6 if they go in overtime. So an interesting setup here. Honestly, you only need to score 1 time, but that's assuming the defense holds strong in regards to keeping them away. As we see a flag, it should be coming back again, half a distance to the goal. That's going to make it 1st and 17 now. Hit him with that beep, 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 beep. I should put that sound on the soundboard for next season when I find a way to get it to work again. Well, it is actually working, but I kind of got a little lazy because I got here a little late, so I couldn't set it up like I wanted to. But we got a pass here. It's going to be caught. Getting all those yards back is number 84. Great job there from Big Homie. It's 2nd and 5 coming up. Yeah, do it, yeah. Second and medium here. Gonna be passing it again, looking for a man to throw it to, right side, and caught. There goes Tillman, who's gonna make it outside of the 35-yard line, and it's gonna be another first down coming up here for Toronto. Shed off the first tackle, and then Big House the third there to clean it up. Once again, only 20 plays here for Toronto. As we're going to see the pass again. There goes Phoenix Jones, and they're going to pick up another first down play. As the offense is finding a way to move the ball, but it's just a matter of being consistent. What a duck there. You seen how that was spiraling? That was kind of crazy, but it's 1st and 10 regardless. Passing it, looking for a man, middle of the field, and caught. There goes Phoenix Jones again for another gain of 5. That'll get him inside Pittsburgh territory. Pittsburgh looking for life on defense. Best case scenario for Pittsburgh is 3 points or less, but Gary's like that is not going to help him out, as that's another 1st down. Austin Wilson picking it up for him, pointing out which direction they're going to. 1st down and 10, Wraiths. I formation coming. Another handoff, trying to find some blocks, and he's going to pick up maybe a couple yards. Make it a few. 2nd and 7 coming up. Not quite in field goal range. We did see him miss a easier one earlier. A kick from here will be 53 yards. So assuming they stay put, it will be another long attempt, but they're going to keep it on the ground game. And this time Pittsburgh is ready. Maybe a gain of 1 on that play. Yes, it is. 3rd and 6 coming up. Pittsburgh with the chance to hold them away from some more points. And of course, a missed field goal. They moved the ball from where he actually kicked the football, so that'll definitely help in field position as well. But it's 3rd down and 6. Pittsburgh looking for a stop somehow, some way. Going to pass this one left side. It is going to be caught. Reaching out, and I think he got it. Reaching out at the last second is Austin Wilson. He says, we still got some work to do. Don't throw me the football. That's going to make it 1st and 10. Great play there from Austin Wilson. And it's that one right there where you want to wrap him up. You don't want to hit him forward. You want to make sure he doesn't get the first. You know what I'm saying? As we see another pass, looking for a man. Throws this middle of the field and caught. And there goes Phoenix Jones again inside the 15. And here comes this Toronto offense moving smooth. Fresh out of the first half. They're looking pretty nice. It's going to be 1st and 10. Look like Big House kind of lost the football there. Couldn't put himself in a great position until he was able to make the tackle. And now it's going to be 1st down. Passing it again quickly and going to be caught again. And Phoenix Jones is just getting a lot of targets here in this ball game. His 5th catch of the game. It's 2nd and 3 coming. Second and 3, they send a blitz and deflected. That's Austin Wheeler coming through with the clutch swat. It's 3rd and 3 coming up. Once again, best case scenario is obviously a turnover, but they can hold them to 3, get their offense rolling again, score a touchdown, and they'll be up 8. So that'll definitely help them out as well if they can find a way to get the stop. Looking for a man, but they left it open. He tried to one-handed snag, and Darren Eliason could not bring that one in, and the defense of Pittsburgh stands tall with that one. It's going to make it 4th and 3. Great job. And actually, Toronto's not playing games. They said they're going for it. And now Pittsburgh has another chance to hold them to no points here. Looking right side, and he can't get both feet in bounds. That is going to be incomplete, and that is going to be a turnover on downs. Pittsburgh holds them strong, and they'll get this ball back. And he was open too. He just could not bring that extra foot to drag it. But now Pittsburgh starts deep in their own territory. Single back set, and they're going to pass out of it, looking for a man, middle of the field, and caught. Turn it up is Ty White, who hangs on to it and gets outside the 20. That's a great start here for Pittsburgh as we approach the end of the 3rd. Make sure you get into the giveaway if you haven't already. It's !USFA. in order to make that happen for you. You know what I'm saying? 1st and 10 coming. Passing it again, middle of the field, and overthrows Ty White. Rush that one right there. Money Mills need to ring it back a little bit. It's 2nd down and 10 coming up now. All of these plays matter on offense, as they currently do have the lead, but they need more. Passing it quickly left side and almost picked off. Phoenix Jones Jr. coming into the ball game. Could not hang on to it. Now it's 3rd and long here for Pittsburgh. Third and 10 again. Sending for Adam. Looking for the screen. Thrown down for the sack. Lee Flowers gets in the backfield, and they had a lane to get it over to him. It looked like he just took a little too long to pass that off. And actually, never mind. He was covered too, so he probably had to eat that one. Looking at the replay, it looked like there was a defensive player there. So, going to send this one away again. Going to be returned. Looking for a lane. Using that speed. Gets close to midfield. So the defense of Toronto shows some love. Their offense coming back onto the field. And it's going to be 1st and 10 again. Making the handoff here, looking for a man to launch it to. He is going to go deep, middle of the field, going to be almost picked off. Great defense on top. Mother Dunn, along with another cornerback that couldn't tell who exactly it was, is going to be 2nd and 10 coming up. No deep plays there, but I do appreciate the deep attempt, as we've seen a lot of intermediate to short routes so far on both sides. Looking for a man to throw it to. Takes off, throws the middle of the field, and going to be almost picked off again. And one of these times, you got to think that Pittsburgh's going to hang on to it, and that's going to be a huge swing of momentum. 3rd and 10 coming. Pittsburgh needs someone to make a play. But right now, Jim Carr, he's throwing it into some coverage. Passing middle field and incomplete. So, despite getting the ball back, they're going to have to give it right back to Pittsburgh. 3 minutes, 14 seconds left in the 3rd. Pittsburgh with the chance to do something. We'll see how far David Washington could send it as this goes to the right side. And it looks pretty promising, and it is promising. So now the great fortunes of the punt go Toronto's way. Pittsburgh, for the 2nd straight drive, will have to drive a long way in order to put some points on the board. Now, like I said before, Pittsburgh could win this game 10-3, and they'll be in the playoffs. So if they could find a way to get around 60 to 70 yards, that could be something that could help them out as they launch this one left side and going to be almost picked off with the tip, trying to fit that one in double coverage to Anthony Stank. Both quarterbacks are testing the defensive secondaries, and up to this point, the secondaries have won their battle when it comes to the deep passes. Looking to pass it right side. It's going to be incomplete. Punched out at the last second, trying to fit that one to Ty White. And Pittsburgh's in a bad position now. 3rd and 10. Can't be mad at a defensive slugfest if you don't have anything invested in this ball game. But right now, Pittsburgh's stressing. It's going to be an I formation. It's going to be a short drop back right side and going to be incomplete, as Lawrence Sands lays out for trying to swat it out and does just that. And honestly, Toronto is lucky because he had nothing but green ahead of him. But regardless of that, it hits the turf Toronto's getting this football back, and they got a punt from their own end zone. Sending this one away, putting that leg into it. Going to be returned here. Great coverage to at least minimize the damage. Toronto's still going to start in Pittsburgh territory, but could have been a lot worse. It's 1st and 10. Toronto has a very underrated defense, man. Going to be running it and finding a little bit of a hole, but Jerry Philbin and Darnell Pope minimize that damage to about 3 yards. Just because Toronto's not making the playoffs, that doesn't mean they don't have talent. Now, they have plenty of talent, especially on the defensive end. Andre Krim on the D-line. Plenty of sack leaders there on the D-line as they throw it short and going to be caught. Holds on to it is Spike Tillman, who's had a pretty busy game. It's 3rd down and 2, though. Canes is calling out for the defense to make a play. And they are going to hand it off. And the defense is trying to slow him down, but it reaches out at the last second, and they're going to give it to him again. The second time, number 22 reaches out for the first. And that's a check right there for the boy. It's 1st and 10 Toronto. The 3rd quarter is winding down. And they're going to send a man in motion here. More than likely going to pass out to him. It is, and that's going to be incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up. That pass needs to go up lower and faster for that to work out, so he has the ability to turn up the field, because he had open space, but he kind of lobbed that one up there. A little bit of a miscommunication. Going to be sending it out again. Middle of the field and wide open Phoenix Jones inside the 10. And it looked like they tried the same play, but it looks like they focused out more on the halfback and they left the middle wide open there. And Pittsburgh is going to let them take advantage as the 3rd quarter continues to wind down. Going to be passing it again, sending a blitz. It doesn't quite get home, but it will force a throwaway. As we should have one more play left in the 3rd. As Pittsburgh's chances getting slowly but surely ripped away from them, especially if they cannot find their offense on the other end. There's going to be 6 seconds left in the 3rd. Shotgun set. They're going to send Darren Eliason in motion. Going to look for a man to throw to. Going screen pass, and the defense from under makes the play, and a beautiful stop there. That's going to be the end of that one. Throw your 4s up after this play. Actually, after this drive. I'll do it after this drive. Whatever happens with the giveaways, that is going to be incomplete, punched out at the last second, and Pittsburgh can thank the bot player for that one. Number 59 making the clutch play on defense, and that should make them settle for a field goal unless they feel freaky again to try to go for the touchdown, and they do. Toronto says they need to take the lead now, and Pittsburgh has another chance to keep them away from points, and that looks pretty good. It's going to be another stop again. Pittsburgh stops them twice inside the 5, and now they have to get their offense rolling to make something shake. What a defensive stand here from Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh wants to go to the playoffs, but they need to see more from this offense in order to make that happen, and passes like that won't help them. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Looked like he had a little bit of a crease to throw that one, but just a little off the mark. Money Mills needs to tighten that up, especially within their own within their own territory. They're currently at the 6. Passing it again, looking middle of the field and caught, turn it up, rushing forward, and he's not going to pick up the first, but that's definitely close enough to make it easier for him. It's 3rd and 1 coming. He said, get the ball to me, find me downfield, is what Blake is saying in the chat. And they have all the receivers loaded down at the bottom of your screen. Will they divert it and go to the halfback? Yes, they will. It's going to be a first down play as he rolls to around the 21-yard line. Mike Hawk helping him out a little bit here. 11 minutes to score 3 points. Definitely doable, assuming Toronto doesn't find a way to score. As offense, Toronto, they've shown the ability to move, but they cannot score. At the looks of it, as we see a handoff looking to cut back around and get stuck right at the end of it there by Dexter Hall. Going to pick up another 3. Would like to see maybe a juke or probably try to power through that defender. See if you could pick up like an extra 2 or 3 yards. But the offense still moving here. Going to pass it again, middle field, and going to be caught for a short gain. There goes Guy Clausen picking up 2. Now it's another 3rd down situation here. Obviously, it wouldn't be a bad thing to punt if they are not able to get it. But Toronto's loading up that O-line with bodies, and they're going to try him on the ground, and he's going to get stuck again. The O-line, no type of push, and that's going to be a stop on 4th. I get it. Me personally, I think that's the right play call, just to see if they could try to move the ball down the field, keep the chains moving, but got to give credit where credit is due. Toronto's slowing them down on the run game, and is going to send it away. Should be a return here, looking for something, and great special teams coverage there to at least hold them behind the 30. Pittsburgh's defense will be asked to be used one more time. It's going to be 1st and 10 again. Like I said, Pittsburgh can win and still lose in regards to the playoffs. Toronto could very well just drive all the way down, pick up something, but Jim Carr's going to need to do something. He's just going to throw this one away. That definitely helps Pittsburgh. 8.5 minutes left in the 4th. Passing it again, right side. It's going to be caught, but he's going nowhere, and he does get hit out of bounds again. So now it's in the 3rd and 6 situation. Pittsburgh with another chance to get off of the field. Now, what really gets interesting is that Pittsburgh has the lead, so it's more than likely going to move them towards a more conservative type of play style to try to get the win, but we'll see if that makes a difference. Never mind. What a play there, getting it to Braxton McFadden in between 2 defenders, and that's going to make it 1st and 10. More clock is coming off. Passing it, looking for a man again. Middle of the field, and had a man open, but the pass off the mark. 2nd and 10. Tom Riddell saying, keep knocking, the door will open. Jim Carr trying to keep his former team out of the playoffs for sure. I'm sure that'll make his Christmas and New Year's if he was able to find a way to do that. Going to pass it again, looking middle of the field and caught, but going backwards. So that's going to be a short gain there of about 2. 3rd and 8 again. Pittsburgh looking for a turnover as they set up in the empty set. How many bodies will they send that car? They're going to send 5. Doesn't quite get home, and they left him open again. There goes Dusty Rooks down to the 30, actually to the 25-yard line. And once again, this is not good here for Pittsburgh. Third down. Toronto's finding a way to open them up as the middle of the field is wide open. Still in Pittsburgh's favor. They have yet to do anything quite yet, but you got to expect it to be 4 down territory from here on out. Skying forward and tackled immediately. I'm assuming it would be 4 down territory for Toronto, assuming it's not a long 4th down. But the clock continues to roll, as this does not look favorable here for Pittsburgh, especially if Toronto keeps on picking up the first downs. 50 plays, 39 of them are passes here for Toronto so far, as we see the pass again, looking for a man right side and caught, pushing down and down at the 3. And Toronto just keeps on ticking. 1st and goal yet again here for Toronto. And Pittsburgh will need one more stop down here in order for them to get the chance for the playoffs. Well, actually, technically, they can hold to a field goal, but a touchdown will pretty much knock it out. Wouldn't make it possible. As we see the pass right side, it's going to be a drop. And a rare miss up here from Austin Wilson, who could have turned up and potentially get it. 2nd and goal coming. Kyle Wu says y'all need to run here until you score. And I was supposed to do the giveaway. I'm not even going to lie to you. I got enthralled with the game, so I'll do it after the game. At this point, it's going to be a single back set. They're going to hand it off up the middle, and it's just wide open, trying to rip it out, but not to be. Toronto takes the lead here in the 4th. And that is a heartbreaker there for Pittsburgh, who's been playing stellar defense. Kick is going to be up. Kick is going to be good. Now Pittsburgh will have to score twice. At least a field goal and a touchdown within a span of 4.5 minutes in order to make the playoffs. So that is going to be a tough breaker there. And if that is the case, that'll keep Tampa Bay in the number 3 seed. But Pittsburgh can definitely find a way to get something cooking. I've seen 10 points scored by a team within a span of 4.5 minutes, so it's not like it's impossible. It's just going to take some work. He says, it ain't over yet. We're going for some kind of fairy tale ending. I hear you, big homie. As we see this one kneel down. Now Pittsburgh's going to need to turn up the juice. Me personally, best case scenario, score within the next minute. Get a quick stop where Toronto has to go for it on 4th down. And then you're pretty much right in the area where you can kick a field goal. And then you pretty much got the 7 points you need. And that's kind of how I see it, but we'll see how they work it. Looking for a man, takes off to run and throws this one away. There is a flag, and it is actually a roughing the passer penalty, so that is definitely going to help out Pittsburgh. 1st and 10, 15 yards up. They need something cooking here for sure. Pittsburgh, they're going to set up in the empty set. Looking for someone to throw it to. Middle of the field and caught. Turn it up, reaching for the first is Guy Clausen. They are going to give it to him, so they're halfway home. But they'll need to turn up for sure. It's 1st and 10. Passing it, looking for a man. Right side is going to be caught and fumbles the football. And there goes the recovery. And Thor Brown is going to pick it up. Anthony Stank lost the football as he was trying to turn upfield. And that is not going to be very good here as we see the carry pushing past midfield, and that might do Pittsburgh in. A rare wide receiver fumble, and the Toronto defense stands tall, and now they're on the cusp of ending this season with the victory against one of the teams that was touted to be a potential contender for the chip. Middle of the field, and caught another first down play here for Toronto, and there goes the timeouts. And that is not good here for Pittsburgh. A lot of Roughneck fans around the world, hearts are sinking at the current moment as they're looking at potentially yet another season where the playoffs will not involve Pittsburgh as they go for the screen as Toronto in a beautiful block up front. They got an O-lineman ahead of them who's going to keep on pushing, stays in bounds, and yet another timeout here for Toronto, who looks to just rip the hearts out of the Pittsburgh Roughnecks. Only one timeout, and that is going to be very, very tough for Pittsburgh to get out of this hole. They still have the 2-minute warning, but they still have to score twice. Passing it again. Takes off to run. Will we get a fumble? No, they will not. It will be a sack, though. And that will be the final timeout called here for Pittsburgh. The defensive battle all game through. Did not expect the low scoring affair like this. I was expecting at least 24 plus points combined between these two teams, as it's going to be a sack again, and it will push them backwards, but once again, not a lot of time. Toronto can still let the clock rumble in their favor regardless, as Darnell Pope adds on another sack on the season. 3rd and 26 coming. Single back, is going to be a pistol formation. Looking for a man in his car. Looking right side and left, the man wide open, and it can't get any worse. Phoenix Jones, it says, come back home and sit on the couch with us while we watch the playoffs. 16-7 is your score, and you can't expect Pittsburgh to come out of this one on top. That is a bad juju right there for Pittsburgh. Haven't given up a touchdown all game long until the 4th quarter. And Pittsburgh was only able to put up one touchdown, as Guy Costin is letting his heart bleed a little bit out in the chat. Did not go in his favor, nor did the rest of the Pittsburgh Roughnecks. It kind of started with the fumble, where they had a chance to potentially take the lead, but it went backwards ever since. Officially the most depressing thing ever. 6 dropped INTs by way 2 by multiple touches. Yeah, definitely had multiple chances to get the football back for your offense, but that is how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Seeing a return here, taking a pass to 20 is Blake Grant. And it's going to be 1st and 10 coming up. Nah, we still got some more games to play. We're not quite to the draft yet. We still need to decide a champion, as that pass is going to be almost picked off again, trying to fit that one to Guy Clausen in double coverage. And that would have made things a lot worse than it already is for Pittsburgh, as Money Mills, he appears to be on the move to potentially miss the playoffs. And it's going to be a drop back run into his lineman and more inconsistencies and mishaps. And that was almost another interception here. That's going to make it 3rd and 10 coming up. No timeouts here for Pittsburgh, so they're going to have to rely on the what's the word I'm looking for, the sidelines. But right now they're throwing in the middle of the field, looking right side this time, and in some coverage, trying to fit that to Blake Grant. But once again, the defensive player Lawrence Sands, he makes a play on it, and that's going to be pushed away. It's 4th and 10 now. Is this the final play of Pittsburgh's season? He's going to launch this left side, and it looks like Anthony Stank will hang on to it, and they will have a little bit more life to see before it's all game over. 1st and 10 coming up here for Pittsburgh, the final 90 seconds. And let's see if I could bring the schedule up real quick so we know what's happening for everybody. It looks like Dexter Hall's just going to put insult to injury on that one. Throws down Money Mills hard. A free rush there at number 2. And that's going to move it backwards 8. That's not going to help things for sure. Going to be passing this again. Looking for a man to throw to. Launching this middle of the field. Incomplete again. And this defensive secondary, it was like, I heard what you was talking about, Stacks, in regards to us, like talking about with the weak point. They actually made them the strong point in this one with how they've been playing. And it's going to be 3rd and long coming up here. What's up, Quolin? I see you up in the chat. What's going on, big homie? Toronto on pace for another game on the season. That's going to be another catch, but it's not going to get them too much there. Only 3, and now it's a long 4th down situation. But yeah, on January 3rd is when we come to the playoffs. It's going to be it's going to be Tampa Bay taking a trip to East Rutherford, New Jersey. The first playoff action in New Jersey for East Rutherford, as that catch is going to be made, but he's falling backwards. And that play kind of encapsulates the season, just making the right read, but mishaps and execution being off. These are things that can be worked on. So I don't want Pittsburgh to think that anyone is making fun of them. They're a great team, even though everything hasn't gone their way this season, or a majority of things that should have gone their way didn't go their way. There's plenty of life in here in Pittsburgh. They got a great quarterback. The receivers are top notch. They have an active halfback. The defense is getting better and better. We've seen the life of the defense in this game with how they're able to hold Toronto out of 2 scoring drives within the 5. There's life here. I just need to see a little bit more execution, and I think they'll end up very fine. But we'll go ahead and close out the game here, and I'll go ahead and get the giveaway going really quick while we're still here. Go ahead and see who won the giveaway. I didn't even do it in the 3rd quarter because the game was too crazy. As we set up the spin, and it looks like it's going to be 5 TPE for the final game here. And let's see who the winner will be. But GG's all the way around for sure for this ball game. Let me see. How many people do we have in this giveaway? Looks like 13. And we will go ahead and give it to Mr. Sean Justice, wide receiver for the Anchorage Snow Devils, taking over the final giveaway of the regular season, getting 5 TPE your way. So great job nonetheless, big homie. As we go ahead and archive that so I don't forget, and then we'll go ahead and make something shake here in this one. Final score is going to be 17-7 in favor of the big homies in Toronto, getting the last victory of the season. Pittsburgh is going to fall short of their goal, down 10 in this ball game. Checking out the stats real quick. Let me see if I can get the cursor up. Thank you. Looks like that turnover, that definitely didn't help them, but you see the third down conversions here. There's not too many things that is good about 3-4-11 on third down. Things that they'll need to work on in the offseason, especially with the new talent coming in. There's going to be life here for Pittsburgh. It's just a matter of time for them to make the playoffs, and I'm pretty sure next year more than likely can be their year. So shout out to the big homies there for sure. We'll talk about the player stats in this ball game. Looks like Jim Carr enters the game 28 for 44, 351, 1 TD. Pretty good game, I must say. Just doesn't have the touchdowns to show for it. He did throw a lot of passes that could have been picks. I'll say I counted around like 4 or 5, but maybe I'll say even 6, like what they were saying in the chat. So not a lot of big passes, as you can see. The longest pass on both quarterbacks was 32 yards. Money Mills' longest was 24. And you see right there, average yards per attempt 4.6. Definitely not a great recipe for success. 20 for 35, 162, 1 touchdown there for Money Mills. As we go ahead and move into the rushing side of things, Austin Wilson and Mike Hawk each had 13 carries, but the winner of this battle will be Austin Wilson, getting 56 to Mike Hawk's 40, and he did get the touchdown as well. So great job from the rookie, and we'll see him next season as he continues to plug away, do his thug thizzle. You know what I'm saying? Looking at the rest of the stats, we'll go to the receiving. We'll start with Toronto here. Phoenix Jones, 7 catches, 106 yards, and a touchdown. Definitely one of his better games this season, so happy for him that he's in the league as well. Austin Wilson gets 7 catches too. He gets 51 yards. Spike Tillman, 6 for 84. Braxton McFadden, 4 for 46. Dusty Rooks, 2 for 37. Darren Eliason, 2 for 27. A lot of drops here. Austin Wilson had 2. Eliason and Jones had 1. And you see right there, every player on the Toronto team had at least 1 pass over 20 yards. I don't even think I've seen that before. I'm not even going to lie to you. That's pretty good work there to at least get the splash plays. You know what I'm saying? I did see a lot of splash plays there from them, so great job there. Anthony Stink led the way in catches along with Ty White. Anthony Stink had 5 for 61. Ty White 5 for 38. Mike Hawk 4 for 23 and a touchdown. Guy Clausen 3 for 22. Blake Grant 3 for 18. Xavier Hawkins had a drop, and he had a drop along with Ty White and and Blake Grant, I should say. And then looks like the longest catch of the day goes to Anthony Stink for the 24-yarder. Everyone else had at least a catch of 10 yards or more outside of Hawkins, who did not crack that on the stat sheet. Looking at defense, though, looks like Mother Dunn led the way with 10 tackles. Great job there from the rookie. Big House the third, Austin Wheeler, and a bot player gets 7 tackles. Darnell Pope with 6. Angel Flugel with 4. Jerry Philbin with 4. Jackson Brady with 4, CJ Bird with 4, Adam Lester with 3, Makani Kakoa with 3, Tank Jones with 2, and Seth Welch, the rookie defensive end, gets 1. No tackles for loss, and that definitely hurts as well. You got to slow down the offense, make a move backwards. Looks like Darnell Pope ends the game with 2 sacks, Austin Wheeler with 1. Let's see, no interceptions, but we're going to check out the pass deflections. You see right there, 5 of them. I'd say around 4 of them were interception worthy. 1 by Lester. Dunn had a chance. Big House definitely had a chance early in the game that could have been a pick 6. Austin Wheeler as well had a great interception opportunity. So just bad breaks as well all the way through. But there's going to be a point where those dropped interceptions turn into INTs. So just keep your heads up. For sure. Forced fumbles there. Darnell Pope with 1, and they didn't recover it. Once again, another dropped opportunity that could have got them the ball in better field position. And no other stats here to talk about. Good job by the Pittsburgh defense here in this one. On the other side, though, Yogi Barr led the way with 8. It's kind of weird not seeing him with at least 10 tackles, but he did get 8 in this one. Dexter Hall ends the game with 5. Lee Flowers with 5. Thor Brown with 5, Andre Krim with 4, Matthew Owsley with 4, Phoenix Jones with 3, Lawrence Sands with 2, Tomlin Juicer with 2, Mitchell Lott with 2, and Braxton McFadden, the halfback, gets 1. Krim and Flowers are the user players with the tackle for loss. Dexter Hall and Lee Flowers each get a sack. No interceptions as well over here. But Lawrence Sands had a couple opportunities to get INTs as well. Phoenix Jones Jr., I believe, had one opportunity to get INT, but he dropped it. Thor Brown there with the pass deflection, and Yogi Barr had one too. First fumble wise, Lawrence Sands forced that fumble. Lawrence Sands forced the fumble, and Thor Brown recovered it for 4 yards, and that's all the defensive stats here. Looking at the kickers, David Washington missed 1 field goal, and that'll definitely make it pretty bad there, but it is what it is. He was almost perfect. He brought in 5 points this game, and Anita did miss that long field goal. I did say earlier if it was going to make a difference, like if they was able to punch in for the touchdown, all they needed was the field goal, and they probably would have came out on top if they could get the stop. So that's all the kicking stats there. Looks like she only brings home 1 point for this ball game. Punting wise, Anita did have the bigger average with more punts, so I'll have to give her credit on that one. She won that battle. David Washington averaged 50, so he didn't have any slouch either. Great punts inside the 20, as you can see, 3 of them by both of them. Great job by the punters. Kick return wise, looks like Aiden Keown had the bigger average, but he only had 1 return, so it is what it is. 3 for 74 there for Blake Grant. Great job from him. Aiden Keown, 3 for 33. Mike Hawk, 2 for 15 in regards to punt returns. So I'll say Aiden Keown won that battle. Going into the scoring summary, though, looks like Toronto started out with the field goal for the first quarter. The second quarter had Mike Hawk with the receiving touchdown there for Money Mills. So that made it 7-3. Nothing in the third quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, it was all Toronto as they scored 14 points. 1 carry there by Austin Wilson, and then the Phoenix Jones touchdown right there to make it happen. So that is going to wrap up season number 9 in regards to the regular season. We got 2 games starting on the 3rd of January. So next time you hear from me, it'll be a new year. So we will have to see who will come out on top in these ball games. First game will be New Jersey hosting the Tampa Bay Typhoon. And then following that, it'll be Anchorage taking the trip to St. Louis. So that is going to be it for this one, folks. Thank you so much for your patience again. The games keep rolling as always. You already know how we do. But until then, stay safe, everybody. Happy New Year's. Hope you had a great 2023. 2024 is coming. It's going to be even better.